Hello, everyone listening and watching on the YouTube. This is take two because Ryan's mic messed up. But anyway, welcome to the first episode of the Lost Sleep podcast. It's currently 12:30 in the morning, so it's midnight. Say hello, Ryan.
Hello, I'm absolutely shattered. I'm ready for my bed. It was
Remember,
right behind me.
remember, keep a distance for that mic, Ryan.
Oh, yeah, this, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. I've not done it in a while.
But anyway, obviously, there's no first guest here as it's the first episode. You know, I just want to settle into the podcast, get the first episode out of the way, and episode 2 is when we'll invite a guest on. So let us know who you want to see on the podcast. We've already got a first guest lined up. We're not going to release any names yet, but they know, we know. Just be ready. What was saying, Ryan?
Soon. Excited. I'm excited for the first episode. You know, it's a bit late. You know, I'm ready for my bed, but
Uh,
I'm excited to get this up and running. I'm excited to get some guests on. We've got a lot of good people lined up. Some that we're not sure yet. Some potentially in the works that would be quite interesting to talk to. Some have got guaranteed. Some we'll just have to wait and see.
there's actually so many people I'd like to have on, like down the line, like if this podcast can do well, if you know what I mean. Like there's a few people I'd like to
Yeah.
try and get on. We're not going to mention names, but if anyone has suggestions, if you want to see someone on the podcast, then you've got all our social medias. If you've listened to the podcast and you know our social medias, let us know on Twitter,
But
Instagram.
obviously we're early stages, obviously, so we're not going to exactly be bringing in the big people, but maybe if we get to that stage, I know I've got plenty of people I would love to bring on, but obviously just got to get to that stage, so they can recognise that we're a decent podcast. We can give them some good questions, give them a good time.
Yeah.
Just got to kind of work our way up for here and try and
Give
make
a
this
good
something
time.
good. Nah, give them a good time. Got to be good hosts.
And we want to also involve everybody who's listening or watching on YouTube. So if you do leave questions down below, or obviously can't do that if you're listening to like Spotify or iTunes, but leave questions on social medias and we'll answer it on like the next episode. So your big questions involving anything, just obviously just keep it, be responsible, don't be stupid. But this podcast isn't like a set category. We can talk about anything: sports, gaming, just horror, general stuff like conspiracy theories. We'll talk about anything as long as it keeps us occupied. You know what I mean? Something to
Yeah,
talk
I'm
about.
definitely excited to get into conspiracy theories. That's something I definitely love to talk about.
That's a good one.
There's so many things you can talk about when it comes to conspiracy theories. Like, actually, I'm not even going to get into it now. I'll leave that for a future episode. But one thing we could get into is possibly our merch.
Our
Our
merch,
merch.
yeah.
Should we talk about
Yeah, so obviously we had plans. This podcast has been in talks for about a month and a bit, and we were planning on releasing merch as we released the podcast, but I think that took too long. So as we're releasing the podcast now, we're going to be working on getting merch out like within the next month. And if anyone does obviously want to support, they can purchase it and wear the merch because I'll be doing that. We're going to try and make it as nice as possible. We hope you like the graphics of the podcast because personally I do. It was something that had to be right, and like the logo, it just needs to be right. Say exactly same with the name. Like that was the hard part. The name. We had like 6 different names, and we had to like get votes off everybody behind the scenes.
that. Yeah, definitely wasn't an easy process. We wanted to make sure we had it right for when we started. We wanted to get the right logo, we wanted to get the right name. We just want to be all perfect so that when we get straight into it, we're happy, we're comfortable with what we're doing, and we're
Yeah,
ready to make this.
and the
The logo's great.
yeah, and the right designer, and I'm going to give him a shout out now. Let me get his name. Uh, Zevro. His name is Zevro. I don't know if he's got any social medias, but I've got him on Discord. And thanks to Flushy, who is one of our close friends, and we met over like Minecraft. Speaking of Minecraft, that's where me and Ryan met. We'll get into that later. But Flushy awesome. He helps out the Discord for the Lost Sleep podcast as well. But Flushy hooked us up with a designer, and that's how we get work started on the logo and graphics for this. But
No, he's put in some great work, and honestly, see the designs. I can already see the designs in some merch. I think it will look amazing,
yeah,
just
definitely.
especially with the colors of the clothes. It's like it's not something that's normally used. If you get me, it's something that's out there. It's
Yeah,
something new. I love the colors. I love something original. I don't
yeah.
like going with the generic white and black.
I also don't want to like maybe have like so many different versions of it, like a black hoodie, a purple hoodie, a white hoodie. I don't want to have that. I just want to have like a nice selection, maybe of like 4 to 5 products, maybe, and just keep it like that basic. And maybe, who knows? We don't even know if we're gonna make it like limited. So like we'll make it a certain amount, and then you just can't buy it anymore. But I really don't know
Yeah,
what would be
I'd say
better.
it's better to have a small selection of items and kind of focus on them to make them the best they can be, rather than have a wide spread of like loads of items and then they may be lower quality. We want to try and put our heart and soul into it, make some good products here.
So if anyone is wondering why, like I sound really bad because I don't know. I thought I had COVID, but I didn't. I've had 2 tests now, but apparently I'm okay. So it's just probably a bad cold. That's why I'm sounding a bit under the weather. Feel a bit crappy, and also it's like it's midnight, so it's a weird time for recording a podcast. But like we said, it fits in with the name. This wasn't
So
really planned.
might become the new thing. We might have to just start recording them all like in the early hours of the morning.
Well, like we said, some of the guests that we have got planned, we might have to do that. We might have to do this more than once. So
yeah,
stay tuned, because I'm really excited for episode 2. I'm already planning it ahead. Like I'm just manifesting what's going to happen. What we're going to talk about. Like, that'll be perfect. Yes, is a special one. You know, if he's listening to this, he knows who it is. Not going to say too much.
Well, I'm basically nocturnal anyway, so if we're having to stay up late, I'm perfect for that.
Ryan works
stay up anytime.
Ryan works the night shift, and it's so hard for him to plan stuff with his mates, because the night shift just messes with his sleep schedule and his plans. So
I know it's like when I'm off, I'll go back to the normal sleep schedule. When I'm on a bad sleep schedule, and then it's just a mess. It's just a mess, honestly. I don't know if right now if I'm awake, if I'm tired. My it's confused. It's really confused.
We're going to, speaking about that, it's like recording videos can be difficult as well, because we don't really see each other a lot because of your work, and everything's kind of going back to normal. So it's like college is starting as well, and it's gonna be really hard. But we're gonna be looking to go away with all the lads again, hopefully, and hopefully we can all get time off for that, and then some good video ideas will come out of that. Tell you that.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that. Get some content over there. I'm looking forward to that. I just need to try and get the days off. Try and work hard, get the days, and reap the rewards when it comes to the weekend. Have a good week. That's all it is.
Exactly.
I'm looking forward to it.
But in terms of your content creation, Ryan, what are you gonna get back into streaming? Because obviously, me and you streamed last night. We streamed the Phasmophobia, a horror game. We're really into the horror stuff.
That was me getting back into streaming. That was my first time in, I'd say, even around about 2 or 3 months I'd streamed, and honestly it was good. I enjoyed it, but it's just, as you said, with the sleep schedule and with my work, it kind of interferes. And if I'm awake in the morning, I don't have time because I'm getting ready for work. If I'm off, I'm always tired, and I don't want to stream if I'm tired. It'll bring down the quality. Just absolutely hit my mind. But it's like I think I'm going to request get put into the day shift actually.
That'd be a lot better.
I'm going to do. I think that'd fit in with my lifestyle more.
Yeah, Jeff Bezos just accepted the offer.
Yeah, exactly, Jeff. You heard them.
Jeffrey Bezos.
Get switched over that. Fit better in my lifestyle. Can stream. Can do my work. Can come out with views probably more.
Exactly.
Probably be easier.
There's so much video ideas I've got planned, and I just can't wait to actually release them. And if they go as planned as I've got them in my head, then it should be amazing. Because obviously, content, the more you put out, like, better it'll be for you. You know what I mean?
Oh, it's weird to think. It's weird to think literally from even when I met you years ago, like always been talking about content creation. Kind of took spells of it, went off it, went back on, but it's just it's something we just like love to do. So I don't think I'd ever take a break from it, if you get me. Yeah. Even if I was working a job in a molder, I'd always take spells of making stuff, posting it online. It's something I love to do,
Yeah, I'm the same. Like the content I made when I was a wee guy, it was really bad, but I kind of wish I'd kept it to like look back on and react to a video like
even if it wasn't the highest quality. Even if it wasn't the highest quality, it was something you made and something you were proud of, and it was just something good to look back on. Even me, I have my old channels. Anybody can go back and look at them. Honestly, they're very interesting.
We have to like play one on screen here actually, maybe for the social medias. But if you're listening live, not live, but then you won't get to see it. But check the social medias, we might insert a video there.
Yeah, no, it was definitely interesting. I used to record on a laptop that I would place on my bed, tilted up so it could see my TV. That was kind of my setup. Then I evolved to finding the Xbox Studios. That was a big
Oh,
step
and
up.
that was
Exactly.
around about the time we actually met.
Yeah, that was when did we meet? That must have been
2014 maybe, was it not?
I think it's 2000. I was in primary six at the time, so that would have been about
2013?
six. That'd have been maybe 7, 8 years ago. So 2013 probably. Yeah, it was mad. I think it was just one night. I was in my house and I didn't know what to do. I was just bored, there was nothing to do. So I jumped on Twitch, 2013, like 2013 Ryan was on Twitch. This is when it wasn't even as big as it is today. But yeah, went on to play some Minecraft, put on Xbox One edition and joined this build battle. We all were competing. Nathan was in the game at this point. I hadn't even spoke to him. And I think from there we kind of went into more games. I realised he was Scottish, just like
Yeah.
me. So we spoke for a bit. We're like, all right, let's team. We're Scottish. We've got to team up. We're the boys. We've got to get rid of all these Americans. So
Ended up winning the
no
game.
offense to
So.
Americans. Yeah, I ended up winning the game. After that, I think I invite. No, I think I've still actually got it. I
On
invited
your
you to a Minecraft
house.
world. Yeah, I made a fire. I don't know. You made a fireplace. I made a fireplace. Somebody's house burnt in, and
Oh,
it just kind of went from there. You
yeah.
made a minigame server, invited me. We made a survival world. It just went from
We had the
there, and
survival world that was amazing. That went on for ages, the memories, and then it got corrupted, and then we lost it all.
stacks of diamonds blocks, and it was
Oh,
all in survival.
and
We
then
could still get achievements. It was all legit, and we were like,
thinking back to like the time that obviously at the Xbox you had to like there was no this was the Xbox Minecraft, so there was no servers. So how we used to do it was you find a streamer, you scroll all the way down to the bottom and you find a streamer who's playing Minecraft Xbox. You click on them and then you request to join their game. So out of all the Minecraft streamers, what are the chances that we were on the exact same one? Like that's mad.
I know it's mad. If I went in that day, if I went to go get something to eat instead of going on Twitch, who
Exactly.
knows where I would have been today. Butterfly effect.
Exactly.
Interesting.
If I'd have clicked on the
See,
one next to it, or like that guy, I wish I knew who that
my
guy
control.
was.
If my controller ran out, and if I never got in that game,
Like, yeah, everything just
you never
adds
know.
up, man.
Exactly. It's crazy how things work out.
I actually wish I knew who that guy was because I could thank him
I know
for live streaming that
it's
day. Because
annoying. Actually,
if that guy didn't live stream that day, like, it all comes into him as well. Like if he didn't like live stream, that wouldn't have happened.
no,
Like we wouldn't be sitting here
exactly.
talking about in this podcast
That
like
guy.
today.
If that guy had something dodgy to eat the previous day, had a wee tummy ache, didn't want to stream.
Are we down
I
on
don't
it?
know.
Might have we just had a bad
Nah,
day.
he's like, I'm not feeling it today, man. I'm just nah. And then
That's why you should always stream. Like if you're thinking about, oh, I'm not going to stream, can't be bored. Just always click that
exactly
live stream,
always stream.
even if it's for an
Always
hour.
stream. You can make a future friendship. Always stream. That's
An
life
opportunity
lessons.
always opens up. Like anything, like getting raided, meeting someone new, gaining some more people who support you. Like even if it's for an hour you stream for, just make sure you try and do it. Like if you know you want to do it deep down inside, then just stream it. Do whatever.
That
you do.
happened to you recently, didn't it? In your own stream, you got raided by Pluno for quite a decent amount of years.
Shout out to
That
Pluno.
was
I don't know
mad.
if you'll
Yeah.
like hear this, but if somehow anyone of Pluno's friends are watching it, I know Mike will probably listen to this, so if you can pass on a message if you still talk to Pluno, really respect what she's doing because see, to be honest, like 150,000 followers on Twitch now. Wow, what?
No, she's popping off.
Like when she raided me, I don't know, maybe I think she was at 1,000. I think maybe.
Something around that. I think she was putting an average of
But she
80
had like
views.
80 views. I think it was actually 100, but only 80 of them like went
Yeah.
over to the raid thing. But from that,
It was insane. Honestly, I remember we were playing Bed Wars and I was trying to carry you. You were just standing. I think you stood still for about 10 minutes
yeah,
trying to thank people.
and we still
for
won the
follows.
game. Like what?
Still won. I know. I was fighting them off. Then to the one team we won it. Let's see, we won it. We won it for the stream.
I don't know. Like, that was the first time playing in front of actual like people, and there was 80 people, and I was like, what am I gonna do? I was like bridging like so slow across the map. I was like, don't not embarrass yourself, Nathan.
And at least it was everybody was saying it was wholesome. I'm sure everybody was
Yeah.
loving the stream.
The community was
as if it's a
amazing, honestly.
backside.
Yeah, like
Oh no, it could have been a better community.
and
Everybody was
then
so nice.
obviously from that we kind of met some more like of Pluno's friends, and we created a Minecraft server, which was
Yeah, like Gia,
Kingscraft,
Gia, etc.
and
Yeah,
that
Gia,
kind of went
Gia
on.
probably hates us. Gia hates us for doing that to our house. Gia, if you're watching, I'm so sorry.
Also, Mike, pass on a message. We are sorry. Like,
Yeah,
that's
Mike's got so many messages right now. He needs to. He's saying thank you. He's saying sorry. That's gonna be next. Oh my god.
Mike's gonna be like, his messages are gonna be put him off, man. He's gonna have the DMs all there.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Gonna have a busy day after watching this podcast.
like Mike, we've got you on job, man. On job.
I know.
Yeah.
Kingscraft was an amazing server. I sweated it so much the first day, but I think I missed a little bit because I was away somewhere, so I had to over. I didn't sleep. See the day
Oh,
Kingscraft first came out, I didn't sleep, and
and
I
your
had
eye was,
bloodshot
yeah,
eyes.
your eye
My eye
was so
was like
messed up.
bleeding. I think it was actually like blood in it. Like
Like
wasn't it
Carl
just
for The Walking
bloodshot?
Dead when he got his eye shut.
No,
Uh,
it was bad. It was bad. And honestly, I think it was like 7 in the morning. I think Steven came on, and I was like, I've got to go to bed.
we were all coming on, you
I
were
was
going
like,
off.
and
Uh,
I was like, I'm not alright, guys.
what was
My eyes
the?
hurt.
I don't think we can mention what it was like on this, like what it was that we'd done to the house, Gia's house.
House. Oh yeah,
But basically,
yeah.
we like cubed it in Minecraft, like built stuff around it, and like no, but someone also who we didn't even find out who done that the
Yeah,
statues, and
just don't
then
talk about that.
no, but like we still don't know.
Yeah.
Is it Gia getting revenge? Question mark. Could it be?
I wait. It could be. You
Could
never
it
know.
be? We deserved it.
That world, man. That world's amazing.
Don't
I
know.
remember the way we linked up our bases. Oh, it
I
was
love.
mad.
We'll probably get back into some Minecraft and streaming it when the new update comes out, because I know it was like one half and then the second half. So when it all
Caves
fully
in
comes
Class,
out,
looking forward to that.
then we'll actually get a world going. So then that's us for like a good year before the next big update comes out, where it generates new world stuff. So
We can
looking
make a
forward to
Minecraft podcast. We can make a little studio.
Minecraft podcast, just our Minecraft guys instead of us right here.
Yeah, just be like, our cameras are broke today, guys. We've got to substitute in with our Minecraft characters.
Something
Oh,
like
that should be good. My guy's got a suit on. He looks fresh.
I saw mine, and I got a nice red suit. I was getting designer ones as well with a rose in the back and stuff. That was for the
See, you
Valentine's Day,
kitted
man.
it. You had to look good. Had to show up.
But
I don't think I've ever took off my suit. It's probably stinking. Needs a wash.
right, I actually forgot what I was going to say. It was about Minecraft, and no, it was about this podcast. So, in the future, like way down the line, if this is, which I would still hope to be, this podcast to be a thing, getting a studio would be really cool, and have like,
No.
what do you call the lights? You know, like see, you know,
Studio lights.
no, you see them in shops that say open, kind of
Open.
like that. It's like it says open, and it's
Neon.
aye, but you know what I mean. It's like those big lights that some people have in their podcast on the wall, and it would be like the name of the podcast.
Yeah, like a neon board with a name.
You know what I mean? Aye. I don't know what they're exactly called, but aye, that and like of the car. Why are you looking at me as if I'm saying something?
A neon. Is it the one neon light?
I don't know. I
going into it?
swear it's something different, mate. I'm gonna search this up right now. Actually,
A neon. Sound. I'm going to show you a neon light. This is a neon light.
I think it is, but I swear there was another name for them. Aye, it is a neon light. So a neon light on the wall, and then just have like a nice car theme, and then obviously having a studio in real life for a podcast would mean guests would be limited, which is a bad thing. It's a good thing and a bad thing,
Yeah.
but you could also switch to doing it online if need be, like we're doing it now, because there's not a problem with that.
I
'Cause-
know, imagine how good it would be just to if we got like a small little studio somewhere,
Yeah.
and we could just invite someone over, like what's happening,
Yeah, exactly.
nice to meet you, take a little drink, a little beverage,
Mm.
sit down.
Go
There's
for
seat
lunch
there,
after
like.
it just to celebrate.
Aye, there you go. There's a wee fiver. Treat yourself.
There's a wee
Don't go
fiver,
spending it all.
Go buy a chocolate cream. There you go, mate. £4.
Aye, wee sausage roll or something.
Uh,
Treat yourself. Don't say we're not good to you.
I've really, if you're listening to this on Spotify, then or iTunes, is it iTunes? Then I feel sorry for you, because this new overlay kind of thing for the podcast on YouTube is actually looking really nice. I remember when we first done an FBO podcast, it was like it was rookie mistake. No mistakes. We're just learning the basics, and we're using like the default recording software thing, but now we've actually got an overlay and it looks a lot clearer and more appealing to the eye if people are watching it on the YouTube. So really drop your feedback anyway, like, comment what you think, and obviously suggestions for the next episode. Fire in.
The Ineffable podcast, the Ineffable podcast walked, so the Lost Sleep podcast could run. That's the whole thing.
Exactly. That's it.
That was the first step. That was learning, and now we're here, and we know what we're doing.
I really feel more confident with this one. Like, I don't know, the name, the brand, like, I don't know, I think it's just like, I don't know. This is just a direct podcast. Like, Ineffable was like an actual personal brand, but if we want to talk about Ineffable, let's talk about Ineffable for a bit, because people don't really know what's going on. And I know
SEL, don't know what Ineffable is.
It's coming up, but we'll talk about SEL in a later stage. We'll just mainly talk about Ineffable at the moment.
If I didn't know what Ineffable is, tell me what it is, Nathan.
It's our esports organisation, or it was our esports organisation that we just started up just to, like, keep ourselves occupied and get into the esports scene, because we thought it was Resonate that kind of get us into it a bit, and Resonate's been cancelled for 2 years now because of COVID, but we've seen people playing on main stage and we thought that'd be cool, and we kind of just created an EFBO to try and get to that stage.
It was crazy how far we came. It was actually the first time I met you. Speaking of that, first time I met you in person was actually at Resonate. We'd been going there for a few years, and I think it was maybe the third time we went. We saw people upstage, obviously Patrick Brady. We saw him up there with his team. Obviously, you'd spoke to him beforehand.
That's in my vlog.
Insight to it. Yeah, we got kind of got an insight to it, kind of behind the scenes kind of look at it, and we thought it was amazing. We thought if these teams can do this, why can't we? So we talked, and we thought, if we make a team, if we enter this competition, if we work hard, we could actually maybe get somewhere in it. So we came up with an FBO, obviously, got all the graphics made, worked hard, tried to get the behind the scenes, got our teams ready, tried to organise the teams so they were training, they all worked well together. And when it got to the stages of the actual SEL, actually done pretty well. Maybe it was a bit rocky at the start. Maybe some games we didn't do well and some games we did do well. I would say overall we did a pretty good performance for our first year. Like, you can never.
Yeah, we made it to
put us down for
the semi-final, which, if Resonate did go ahead, we would have been on stage playing. Which, even though we didn't go through, it would have still been like amazing just to experience that. Exactly.
Yeah, I would have loved that. Even just being up on the stage with the team, it's honestly something that you wouldn't forget. Even next year, if it happens, even if we're not up on the stage, I just want to see it,
Yeah, because I really want to stay in close touch with esports in Scotland, because like it does look good from what I've seen, but we can talk about that in a different episode with maybe a guest. So whoever you want, comment down below.
Let us know who would be good to talk about that.
Anything else, Ryan? Anything else? I want to get covered in this episode. Obviously, this is just going to be a chill episode, guys, because nothing really too much to go into. Just introduction of this podcast. We are here.
Yes. Do I go into any future guests at all, or do I keep that a complete secret?
Keep some a secret, but obviously we'd like to get Flushy on, just close friend, talk to Flushy for a bit.
Yeah.
We don't know when, but we would like to. No one else has really people have spoken about it, but I don't want to reveal them. But other than that, no one else that I can actually
see. Yeah, Flushy's a content creator yourself. Some questionable content. I won't lie, some questionable titles.
Nah, Flush, mate, Flush, bro. We can't even talk about that when you come on, man. Like, that's Flush. If you're listening to us right now, man, I love you, bro. But just sort of content like that is.
I think that would be. It need to be like an 18+ episode or something. I don't think that's.
We're acting as if he's on the dirty websites, but that's not what it is. It's literally just YouTube videos, right? But it's like the title is like a bit misleading.
Maybe throw one of his titles. Yeah, maybe throw one of his titles in the screen.
No, I'm not throwing that title up. Nah, but it's a misleading title, and he's using it for the clicks. But whatever you got to do, man, you got to do. I know. Right, let's move topic quickly. I know Ryan's dying.
Yeah. Let's not talk about style. Don't talk about style.
I know.
Right? Yeah, put the phone for that.
I know Mike. I'm gonna get Mike on. Like, Mike Gregor on. Like, Mike. He would love to just chat with us, man. He's an awesome guy. We've known him for a while now. Like we said, we've known him. When did we? Actually, I raided Mike that one night. Remember? And he was playing that SMP.
No, yeah,
And
I remember that.
yeah, I remember that's how we met him. And if I didn't meet Mike, or if I didn't raid Mike that night, right, then we wouldn't like we wouldn't know like Pluto, Gia, all of them. I wouldn't have been raided. Mike wouldn't be here, like giving us suggestions for the podcast. Like you said earlier, like the butterfly effect.
It's crazy. He's got such an upbeat attitude. I love it. It's like whenever I talk to him, I don't even talk to him that much. But when it was back in the SMP days, it was like it's like a breath of fresh air. You know, he's such a nice guy.
I couldn't agree more. Mike, you're an awesome guy, man. Can't wait to get you on the podcast. It'll be good fun. I think that's really. You alright, Ryan?
I think. I got up at my mic was going to break. It was falling off.
Alright, Ryan was having some difficulties there. But
Good
I
now.
think that is us for the first episode. I mean, we don't want to get too in depth right now because we're going to save that for the next few. This is just an introduction.
Yeah, happy with that. I'd say we got through some good topics, kind of introduced ourselves, and just have to wait to see what happens in the second episode. That's when we really got to get into things.
Exactly. So comment down below, or I always hate doing this with a podcast because like I said, there's listeners and there's watchers on the YouTube. So whatever you're on, head over to our socials, comment down below, whatever, show feedback, like tell us how we done, suggest some stuff that you maybe want to see fixed, changed, and also who you want to see on the podcast, or if you want to be on the podcast, get in touch. We're not going to ignore you, so get in touch. That's all I'm asking. Show some support, and yeah, can only get better for here. Yes, right.
Thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching and listening. Now, we will see you in episode 2, so be ready. Be ready for episode 2, guys.
Exactly. Thank you for watching. Appreciate you all coming.
And listening. Don't ever forget that. And listening.
And listen,
after,
Spotify, we love
guys.
you.
See you after.